Good morning, girls. Hope everyone is well and safe at home. Girls, last time we had discussed Lucknow Pact, we had discussed the background and the three articles of Lucknow Pact. Now, open your books on page 30. Once again, we will go through the articles which we have done in the last lesson 1, 2, and 3, and then we will move to the fourth one. Congress accepted the principle of separate electorate for the Muslims. Number 2, Congress agreed to give 1/3 representation to Muslims in the Central Legislative Council. Number 3, both parties agreed on the weightage formula under which Muslims would get less representation than their population in the Legislative Council in those provinces where they were in majority, but more in the provinces where they were in minority. Now the last point, no bill or any clause. Clear? Clause means a part of a treaty. Clear? And thereof means of the thing just mentioned, nor a solution introduced by a non-official member affecting one or other community shall be presented in the assembly without the approval of the concerned community, nor shall be approved without the approval of 3/4 member of the community. Means any type of bill, any type of clause should not be introduced without the approval of the concerned community and without the approval of 3/4 member of the community. Means majority of the people of that particular community, no bill will be accepted. Now come to the importance. How important is Lucknow Pact? Now the Lucknow Pact was an important step towards the two-nation theory. Means Quaid-e-Azam was in the favor of two nations, that is Hindu and Muslims, for their cooperation, and during that scenario Quaid-e-Azam got the title of Ambassador of Hindu-Muslim Unity. Now according to which, number 1, Hindus accepted Muslims as a separate nation and Muslim League as a representative of the Muslims. Clear? What is the first point to be mentioned here, to be concerned about? That Hindus accepted the Muslims as a separate nation. They accepted it, that yes, Muslims are a separate nation and Muslim League is the representative of the Muslims. Secondly, Hindus accepted all demands of the Muslims. This was very astonishing, that this, for the first time in the history, Hindus accepted all the demands of the Muslims. Number 3, environment of cooperation between Hindus and Muslims was developed and both the nations started efforts to achieve the common interest. Now it was the environment in which the complete cooperation, it was developed between Hindus and Muslims, and both the nations, they started their efforts to achieve their common interest. Number 4, it was the first and the last agreement between Hindus and Muslims, and thereafter both nations could not agree upon any issue. Now if you would see whole of the history, you will see that it was the only and only agreement between the Hindus and Muslims, that they stood on the same very point, and after this both nations could not agree upon any issue. Clear? Last one. Due to this pact, Quaid-e-Azam Rahmatullah Alayh was known as the ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. Clear? So this is what all about the importance of Lucknow Pact. So few girls, they asked me the question, ma'am, whether we have to do the back question or the questions which you are telling. So girls, side by side I am going to guide you that how you will do this particular topic, and after this again we will look into the back question, either it is a part of it or not, but whatsoever the guideline I am giving you, you have to follow that instruction. Clear? So yesterday we have done the background of Lucknow Pact. This is a separate question. Write down the background of Lucknow Pact. Then secondly, Second question from this topic would be write down the main articles of Lucknow Pact, and the third question which you have to do is write down the importance of Lucknow Pact. Clear? So this is what all about today's lesson. Thank you girls. Take care. Allah.